Are you new to my channel, or have you been a subscriber for some time now? Either way, in this video, I'm going to tell you my story and the story of Tantra thoughts. Namaskar. Welcome back to Tantra Thoughts. In this channel, I can help you have a better relationship with yourself and the universe through learning ancient meditation techniques and tantric wisdom. In the 90s, when I was coming of age, meditation was not very popular. It's not like today that even the Marines are practicing some type of mindfulness meditation. And there's so many apps for meditation at your reach now. Though meditation was rare, I was lucky to have learned tantric meditation at the age of 17, and in particular a very ancient technique passed down from great sages like Shiva 7,000 years ago and Krishna 3,500 years ago. The technique I learned is also similar to the tantric meditation practiced by Shivananda Saraswati, Ramakrishna, and Paramahansa Yogananda. Though I'm happy that meditation is so popular now, I still feel a little bad for those of you that don't know what technique to choose from. I can imagine how overwhelmed you must feel at all the modern variety. And if you're like me, you would want to go for the most authentic type of meditation, the kind the great yogis practiced at the tops of the Himalaya mountains.
From times immemorial, the science of yoga was handed down from master to disciple.
Well, here on my channel and through my community, the Star Circle, I give you the opportunity to learn an authentic ancient tantric meditation passed down from spiritual giants like Shiva and Krishna. You may be wondering how I learned this technique. One night when I was 17 years old, I was on my way to Ohio on a Greyhound bus for a college interview. I was blessed to sit next to a man who was reading into the night. His name was Dada Gananatananda. We rode together all night in silence, and we didn't talk until the next morning. I broke the silence when I offered him some food. He said, "No thank you, I can't take food right now. I haven't done my meditation yet. I'm a monk." I was stunned by his answer, and I decided I had to tell him everything about myself. I showed him the essay, poetry, and songs I prepared for the college interview. As I reminisce about that moment, I realized I was already offering all of myself to the path he would introduce me to. As we departed, he took my address and phone number. He also invited me to a meditation retreat in Missouri. Though I lived in the DC area, somehow Missouri didn't seem so far to me, and I thought I would make the effort to go somehow. Really though, I'm not sure I would have actually gone without what happened next. 2 weeks later, I got a package in the mail. It was a box, and inside was a book on meditation, a CD of kirtan music, and pamphlets about the retreat he invited me to. I wondered who on earth would take the time to do this. We only met for that brief encounter on the bus. I was so touched by his gesture that the next day I decided to go to the meditation center in Washington, D.C. I arrived and knocked on the door, and Dada Vishvarupananda answered. Dada V, for short, would be the one to initiate me into tantric meditation. The first thing I said when he opened the door was, "Hi, I want to go to this retreat."
Yeah, and of course I was delighted because it's nice when somebody just randomly walks up who looks pretty cool and says, "Hey, can I come to your retreat?" So that was a very nice occasion for all of us.
We had a 24-hour ride to Missouri and halfway through camped at Daniel Boone National Park in Kentucky. The following morning, before continuing off to the retreat, we went into the forest, and Dada initiated me into my meditation technique, giving me my personal mantra. My initiation added a whole new dimension to my life. I had now my first tantric meditation lesson, and after some time of practicing it, I would get another one. 6 in total. After a few years, Dada V gave me my spiritual name, Krishnatma, which means the essence of the divine attraction. You may be wondering, what exactly is tantric meditation? Well, let me say right now, from the start, that it has nothing to do with sex. I think you know by now, in my channel we cover the spiritual science of Tantra and not Neo-Tantra. The reason why Tantra is such an obscure tradition, much like most indigenous spiritual traditions, is because when Tantra was at its prime in ancient India, Aryans from the Ural Mountains invaded India, bringing with them the early Vedas and the Vedic religion. These invaders saw the indigenous people of India, the Dravidians and Mongolians, as primitive people. The Aryans rose to power and quickly forced the Dravidians and Mongolians into the lower castes of their hierarchical society. Although the Aryans would eventually come to respect the spiritual practices of the Tantrikas, which is why the later Vedas that were written in India would incorporate Tantric practices, Tantra would still be displaced to the fringes of society, and the Vedic religion would become the dominant religion in India. The conditions of Tantra have not changed much today in modern India. Religion still dominates mainstream spiritual life, and Tantra is shrouded in misconception. Like in the West, people think Tantra is about sex, and in the East, people think it's about black magic. I'm so grateful to have learned Tantric meditation. I'm grateful to Dada Gananathananda for meeting me on the bus. I'm grateful to my Acharya Dada V for teaching me meditation. And I'm extraordinarily grateful to my Guru, Shrii Shrii Anandamurti, who synthesized ancient Tantric teachings so we can practice them today. Absolutely everything that you learn on my channel comes from my Guru's teachings. So what have I done on my channel here? In 2016, I started this channel to help introduce you to Tantric philosophy and Tantra that has nothing to do with sex. Since then, the channel has grown to almost 16,000 subscribers. My videos have had hundreds of thousands of views, and I even released an album of kirtan music called Serenade to the Universe. Soon after starting Tantra Thoughts, I founded Vistara Circle to help foster a community of meditators in my local area and among viewers of my channel. In our gatherings, we sing kirtan, we celebrate milestones that our members reach, connect online members to meditation teachers close to their area, provide them with a spiritual name, and overall give them the feeling of belonging to a spiritual community. Right now, I'd like to invite you to be a part of my community. Join my next online meditation Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Our main goal is to do service. We believe meditation is a birthright, which is why we don't charge for teaching meditation nor for our online meditations. Actually, during the pandemic, we increased our weekly online meditations to 4 online sessions a week just to bring more mental relief and social connection to people during quarantine. So click on the link in the description for you to join our online meditations with Vistara Circle. I'm really looking forward to meeting you there. Thanks for listening to my story and learning about what I do here. I love you. Namaskar.